Hey Mustangs, in this video we're going to take a look at the alveoli, one of the most important parts of the respiratory system. Now in order to complete this one, this is a short little drawing, illustration of the alveoli and what goes on in the alveoli. You're going to need to turn your notebook to page 174 and title it Alveoli. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So we saw this video on, or this image on the last video here, where we see the alveoli, and we're looking at it in three different ways. We're looking at it cut open, then we're looking at it without the capillaries on it, and then finally we're looking at it with the capillaries. So this is the more realistic illustration of the alveoli. So you have the air sac, which is what an alveoli is, and it's surrounded by capillaries, so oxygen and carbon dioxide can exchange. Alright, and then here's just another version of that. So they kind of look like grapes. The alveoli look like grapes at the end of the bronchioles, and then they're surrounded by capillaries. Alright. So for the drawing, here's what we're going to do. Now this whole page on page 174 is dedicated to the alveoli drawing. So the whole page can be used for this. So we're going to draw one single alveoli, one single air sac, and see what's going on. So we're going to go down and basically a bulb shape here. Okay. So this is the alveoli. Okay. We're also going to draw the capillary that runs along it. So here is the capillary, and we're just zooming in on one single capillary. Remember, there's basically a web of capillaries that surround the outside of the alveoli. So it goes like this. And over here, we're going to write down the oxygen concentrations. So this is coming from the heart. So this is from the heart, blood coming from the heart, coming this way into the capillary. This is blood from the heart, and it's oxygen poor. Okay. The reason it's oxygen poor is because it came back to the heart on the right side of the heart from the body. And when the blood comes back from the body to the heart, it's used up most of the oxygen and there's more carbon dioxide in it. So when blood is O2 poor, there's very little oxygen and lots of carbon dioxide in it. Okay? And as the blood passes by over here on this side, it's going to return to the heart, more specifically the left side of the heart, where it's going to be then pumped out to the body, and returning to the heart, it's going to be oxygen rich. Okay? So how does it become oxygen rich, going from oxygen poor to oxygen rich? Okay? So that's what we're going to take a look at here. If we look at the capillary, remember capillaries are the smallest, thinnest blood vessels. They are so small and so thin that red blood vessels have to line up single file in order to even pass through the capillary. So, on the inside of the alveoli, when we breathe in, the air we breathe into the alveoli, so it goes all the way through the nasal cavity, past the pharynx, through the trachea, through the bronchi, into the bronchioles, and finally dead ends here in the alveoli. That air breathing in is oxygen rich. So there's a high concentration, we're going to say high O2 concentration inside the alveoli. Well, out here in the blood, it's oxygen poor, so there is a low O2 concentration in the blood. Okay? And because of that, if you remember our diffusion rules, the molecules of oxygen are going to want to move from high concentration to low concentration. So the oxygen will want to move from the alveoli into the blood. Now, this O2 poor blood, it has high concentration of carbon dioxide. The air that you breathed into the alveoli has low concentration of carbon dioxide. So, based on diffusion, where are the carbon dioxide molecules going to want to go? From the blood into the alveoli, and then they'll be exhaled from the body. Okay? So this is our basic sketch of what's going on inside of each of the alveoli. As the capillaries carry the blood across an alveoli, oxygen from the alveoli goes into the blood, and carbon dioxide from the blood goes into the alveoli and gets released from the body.